Shalom, 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 everybody. I give the God of Israel glory and honor and praise this day in the great Holy Spirit of Mother Jerusalem. And I thank the Son of God, Yeshua. I'm happy, people, to be here again with you today to teach another law class. We're here today to teach another law class. Uh, we already halfway in the month of January already. But before we start our law class, I just want to take a few minutes to just turn to the east. I'm gonna turn to the east, and I'm just gonna take a few minutes to I don't know. I'm just gonna turn to the east. I'm gonna take a few minutes to say a prayer. I'll say a prayer, okay? So uh, if you would like to turn to the east with me, you can do that. I'm turning towards Jerusalem. Towards the east. Palestine is where Jerusalem is located. And I'm just going to thank the gods of Jerusalem right now for being here today. Thank you, God of Israel. Ahaya. There's no God greater than you, Father. There's no God greater than you. And I give you all the praise this day, all the honor this day, and all the glory. You are a great God. You are such a great God. And there's no one like you. And I glorify your name. I glorify your higher. A higher God of Abraham, God of Isaac, and God of Jacob. I glorify you. I glorify you. A higher. I glorify you. A higher. I glorify you. A higher. I glorify your holy name. I glorify you, Ahaya. I glorify you, Ahaya. I glorify you, Ahaya. There is no God like you. You are great in your presence. You are great in your presence. You are great in your presence. God of Israel. You are great in your presence. The God of Israel is great in his presence. The God of Ahaya is his name. So we're here again today, people, to do another law class. Yay! Today is Monday. It's our Monday law class. And we are still in the civil part of the law. We're still in the civil part of the law. Excuse me. Let me clear my throat. Okay, people, like I said, it's already the month of January, halfway over with. So time is really, really going fast. Everything is moving quick. And so, it's a lot of things happening. There's a lot of stuff going on. But I'm here. I'm here and you here. So let's open up our law class today and see what the God of Israel will have me to do and say to you today. Him and his beautiful wife, the Rawat, the great, great Holy Spirit, Mother of Jerusalem, Zion, Zion. Okay? There's no place like Zion. There's no place like the Hebrew kingdom and the Hebrew nation and the Hebrew gods. No place, no one. Okay? My name is Queen Prophet Elishaba. Okay? That's who I am. That's who the God of Israel made me and created me to be. Okay? So, yes, it's all about the God of Israel, people. Ahia is his name. The God of the Hebrew kingdom, the 12 tribes of Israel, the God of the Hebrew nation. Okay? It's all about him. It's all about his kingdom. It's all about what he wants me to do. That's what it's all about with me. I don't know what it's all about with you, but that's what it's all about with me. So we're going to turn to a scripture in the Bible. Okay? Let's go to the Tanakh. Let's go to the Tanakh, okay? Matter of fact, I would like to go to the book of Kings. Give me one moment. Let me get that scripture. Because it just came to me, the scripture, to get to you. One moment. Morning. First King, okay? Before we go into our law class, we're going to go into First Kings, okay? First King, chapter 18. I know we're going to have a great, great law class today. Always. Anytime you do something for the God of Israel, it's great. It's great. This is law class number 29. Supposed to be 29. Law class number 29. Or say 28, whichever one. But yeah, First Kings 18. I was just thinking, and it just came to me what I need to read for you today, what Ahia wants you to hear this morning before we go into our law class. First Kings 18:20. I thought about Elijah, the prophet Elijah, how powerful he was and all the things that he did for the God of Israel. So Ahab sent unto all the children of Israel and gathered the prophets together unto Mount Carmel. And Elijah came unto all the people and said, how long have ye been between two opinions? If a higher be God, follow him. Okay, so Elijah went to the children of Israel. Okay, Ahab was the king. Ahab, he was the king. Okay, and Ahab sent unto all the children of Israel and gathered the prophets together unto Mount Carmel. All the false prophets that Ahab had, none of them was real. He was the king of Jerusalem. He's the king of Judah. He was the king of the southern kingdom. He was the king of the southern kingdom. And he all the prophets that he had was false. And Elijah asked the children of Israel, how long are you going to be between two opinions, people? How long are you going to be between two opinions? How long are you going to serve this world? Something that the God of Israel told you to denounce, something that the God of Israel told you cannot serve two gods, you can't serve two masters, you cannot serve God and mammon, which is money. You cannot serve this world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father cannot be in him. So how long are you going to be? And yeah, you going to church ain't got nothing to do with it. That don't have nothing to do with serving the God of Israel at all. So I hear y'all talking, oh, well, I go to church and I've been a member of the church for 20 years and I go to church and, I'm faithful to that don't have nothing to do with the God of Israel or higher. Right here in 1 King chapter 18, the children of Israel, they was going to church too. They was going to church too. Yes, singing and making music and all of that to their gods, which their God was Baal. Okay, so yeah, you can see that they was very religious also, right here in 1 King 18. Very religious, just like you guys are very, very religious. That's why nothing, that's why nothing is being done in the world. If you either tied up in some kind of religion or you either tied up in some kind of stuff going on around you up in this earth, okay? So right here, verse 21 of 1 Kings 18. And Elijah came unto all the people and said, how long have you been between two opinions? If a higher be God, follow him. If a higher be God, follow him. See, our ancestors, they never ever wanted the God of Israel. They never wanted the God of Israel to be their God. Never, ever, ever, ever. And they still don't want him today. We the children. They still don't want him today. Matter of fact, the God of Israel spoke that to me last week. They don't want me. He spoke that right in my ear. They don't want me. And it's going to be some serious consequences, people. It's going to be some serious consequences up in the God of Israel earth. Because he realized and he understand and he know now. He been knowing since ancient times that Israel just don't want him. And because of that, he going to tear this whole world upside down, inside out. So let's look. He said, if a higher be God, follow him. But if Baal, then follow him. And the people answered him not a word. See? Verse 22. Then said Elijah unto the people, even I only remain a prophet of Ahiah, but Baal's prophets are 450 men. You see how many, all the house of Israel was against the God of Israel, Ahiah. All the house of Israel people, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob, the one and only God. The whole house of Israel, am I right, bro?
You're right.
The whole house of Israel was against the God of Israel. How can the whole entire house of Israel be against a God that led them through the Red Sea? A God that led them out of Egypt. A God that led them to the wilderness and took care of them for 40 years. The best they would let him take care of them because they were so wicked. So how is it that Elijah, the prophet, right here is saying, I'm the only prophet. I told y'all the God of Israel only going to have one prophet at a time. He don't need no 300 and 2,000 and all these prophets that you see in the church, in the earth, in the world. They false. Just like all of these prophets was false. And Elijah saying, look, Israel, you either going to follow the God of Israel, you're going to either follow him or you're going to follow Baal. You only got two gods, okay? You got Satan, which is Baal, okay? That's just another one of his name. In English, it's Jehovah. That's who Baal is. Jehovah. And in Spanish, Javah. Okay? And in what they call it, the Jewish religion, he's Yahweh. So yeah, you only got two ways, people. It's only one way you can go. One, you can either serve Satan or you can serve the God of Israel. Okay? Then Elijah said, it's only me. I only have me, Ahiah, against all the children of Israel that have went against you. All the prophets that Ahab has set up, him and his wife Jezebel, was 400 and some prophets. And it's only me. Verse 22. Then said Elijah unto the people, even I only remain a prophet of the higher, but Baal's prophets are 450 men. Verse 23, let them therefore give us 2 bullocks, and let them choose 1 bullock for themselves, and cut it in pieces, and lay it on wood, and put no fire under. I will dress the other bullock, and lay it on wood, and put no fire under it. And verse 24, and he call ye on the name of your gods. See that with an S. Israel have plenty gods. Our ancestors had plenty. Y'all have plenty today. You have plenty today. Plenty gods. The Jehovah's Witness came back to my door again Saturday, trying to get me to convert to serve Jehovah. And they don't even know who Jehovah is. They never even looked up the name Jehovah. Just like the Christian church, they don't even know who Jesus is. They never looked it up, right, bro?
That's right.
They never looked it up, Jesus and all of that, and none of that. Okay? So right here, Eli, I'm not going to read all of this. I just want you to understand that the prophet that the God of Israel chooses in the earth, the prophet, they go through hell, people. They go through hell. I'm his prophet. I go through hell. I go, and it's fine with me. It's fine with me. It's fine with me because see, I love the God of Israel so much. He done so much for my life and for me. So whatever I got to do and whatever I got to go through, it is what it is. So Elijah was scared for his life because the whole children of Israel, Judah, Benjamin, they turned against the God of Israel and they turned against Elijah. They wanted to kill Elijah. They wanted to kill Ahab and Jezebel. They wanted to kill Elijah, the prophet of the God of Israel, Ahijah. They wanted to take him out. They wanted to take his life. And he was running all around Jerusalem. He was running everywhere, trying to hide. Well, he was hiding. He was running and hiding, and he was just afraid. He was just afraid for his life because he had everybody in Jerusalem wanted to kill him. Everybody. All he was doing is trying to lead the children of Israel to the God of Israel. All he was trying to do is show the children of Israel the truth, the real God. This is the mission of the prophet of the God of Israel. Our whole mission is to lead you to the right God. Our whole mission is to give you wisdom, knowledge, and understanding on how to serve that God. Or should I say those gods, the gods of Jerusalem. That's our whole mission. That's our whole mission. You notice all the prophets in the Bible, that's what it was all about. It was all about showing Israel who the God of Israel is. And you know, the children of Israel just didn't want to believe. So Elijah was running all over. And he said right here, let's see if your gods or your God Baal is the real God. See, he had enough faith, he had enough confidence in the God of Israel that he was going to show up for him because Elijah was a very, very powerful man. All the prophets of the God of Israel are powerful. Why are they powerful, bro? I'm asking the brother a question. Why are all the prophets of the God of Israel so powerful, bro? Do you know why?
They were serving him.
Huh?
One only true God.
They what?
They were serving the only one true God.
He said because they serve the only one and only true God. And that's why they're so powerful. And that's why I'm so powerful, because I'm connected to that God. And I know who he is. And I know what he wants. And I know what the God of Israel wants. What have the God of Israel always wanted, bro?
Praise, worship.
No. Yes, he wants that. But what's the main thing one of the main things the God of Israel is after? I'm talking to brother CDI. He right here in my law class today. Huh? The one thing that the God of Israel always wanted. He always wanted the children of Israel, all 12 tribes, to accept him as their God. That's all he ever wanted. He don't care about your praise and your worship when you're giving it to the wrong God. It don't mean nothing to him. You got to be connected to him to worship him, to praise him. You got to be connected to him. Or that you just doing lip service. It don't mean nothing to the God of Israel. If you say all praises to a higher, if you say, well, I worship the God of Israel, I think none of that mean none of that. You got to be born again. People, you got to be born again. You have to have the rebirthing. Because I told y'all last week that you dead. And your parents made you dead. You was born dead in this world. You have to be rebirthed. You have to connect to the God of Israel through the path of the prophet. And that's what Elijah showed the children of Israel, the path. Only he knew the path. They had 450 prophets. But they didn't know the path, and they didn't know the God of Israel, and they knew absolutely nothing. And all your prophets today, all of them, every last one of them, they know absolutely nothing today. It's the same thing. There's nothing new up under the sun. The God of Israel gonna always have one prophet. That's all he need. That's all he needs. That's all. And Moses, poor Moses, he was out there in the wilderness, bruh, with millions of people. And he was just one prophet. How do you think Moses felt? What do you think Moses went through with all them wicked and evil, rebellious people out there? Oh my, this millions of people? Let me show you how the God of Israel is. He only gonna choose one prophet, bruh. There was millions of people out there. But did he send two prophets? No, he sent Moses to Egypt to get his people. He just one man. He had all them hypocrites out there in the wilderness with him. All them hypocrites, God haters, calling God names and all of that, telling him, oh, Moses, your God ain't real. Oh, Moses, we don't believe nothing you saying. Oh, Moses, your God ain't right. Oh, we don't want your God. No, they cussed the God of Israel out, right, bro? They called them all kind of names out there in that wilderness, okay? We want to go back to Egypt. They start threatening Moses, threatening to kill him, all kind of stuff. Moses said, you know what? Y'all want to go find your way back because I'm not going back through the Red Sea. Oh, my God, bro. My God, bro. It was crazy out there in that wilderness, man. Y'all don't know what this man went through. He was one prophet like Elijah. It's just one prophet with all the millions of people in Egypt. Ahab the king, he wicked and evil. Married a Gentile woman, right? Jezebel. He went off. He went off, bruh.
Yes, he did.
And started setting up his own prophets to prophesize to him and to prophesize to the children of Israel lies, just like they set them up today, all in these churches all over the earth. They false prophets. All they do is prophesize lies to you. Oh, you're going to get this. This good going to happen. They still prophesizing that, bruh.
Yes.
I haven't been a Christian for like 20 years now. I haven't been a Christian for 20 years. And every time I look at the Christian video, they still talking about what God gonna do, how God gonna bless them, how God gonna give them this. And oh my God, it's so pathetic. It's so pathetic. So yes. So Elijah said, get the wood ready, Israel. I'm going to show you who the real God is. Get the wood ready. I'm going to show you who the real God is. Just like I told y'all, millions going to die in 2020 because that's what the God of Israel told me to tell you. You should have knew right then that I was a real prophet. How can somebody prophesize in 20 and say millions gonna die and they start dropping? You got to be connected to the real God for something so drastic like that to happen. Okay? So verse 23. Then let therefore give us 2 bullocks, and let them choose 1 bullock for themselves, and cut it in pieces, and lay it on the wood, and put no fire under, and I will dress the other bullock and lay it on the wood, and put no fire under. And call ye on the name of your gods, and I will call on the name of Ahiah, and the God that answer by fire, let him be God. And all the people answered and said, it is well spoken. And Elijah said unto the prophets of Baal, Jehovah, choose you 1 bullock for yourselves, and dress it first, for you are many, he said, and call on the name of your gods. Put no fire under it. And they took the bullock which was given them, and they dressed it, and called on the name of Baal. Baal, they kept calling on Baal. Baal, yes, Baal, where you at? We got the bullock ready. We got the fire. We got where you at, old Baal? Come on. Come on, they said. Come on. Your gods are not real, people. Your gods are not real. They not real. Your Jehovah, your Jesus, your Buddha, your Allah, your Most High, your Yah, your Yahweh. Oh, yes, the list go on and on and on and on. Okay? So they dressed it. They dressed it and called on the name of Baal from morning, evening, until noon, even until noon, saying, oh, Baal, hear us. But there was no voice. There was no voice. Baal not real. Jesus not real. He can't talk. There was no voice. They called on Baal all day for 6 hours straight. 6 hours straight, they called on Baal. Yes, but there was no voice, nor any that answered, and they leaped upon the altar which was made. And it came to pass at noon that Elijah mocked them. Elijah started saying, whoa, Elijah started saying, people, where Baal at? Where Baal at? Where Jesus and Jehovah? Where they at? Your gods, Israel? Where are they? Where are your gods, prophets? Y'all say y'all the real prophets. Y'all cannot get your God to answer. Elijah started mocking them because they nothing but fools. Just like y'all are all fools. You run up in these religions. You ain't doing nothing for the God of Israel. You might as well, bruh. You might as well drop out of here, man. You might as well drop out of here. There ain't nothing. You're not doing nothing, bruh. You're not doing nothing. We're going into the law class in a minute. And they jumped. They jumped up on the altar. They jumped up on the altar, and Baal still didn't answer them because he's not real. Jehovah is Baal. Jehovah, same thing. They are not real. They don't have a voice. They statues. They can't hear. And it came to pass at noon, and Elijah mocked them, verse 27, and said, cry loud, for he is a God. Either he is talking, or he is pursuing, or he is on a journey. Peradventure he sleepeth and must be awakened. And they cried aloud. Elijah said, come on, people, cry louder. I'm reading 2 Kings 18, verse 20. Right now I'm on verse 28. Cry louder, he said, where's your God Baal? Where's the Most High? Y'all been crying to the Most High. Most High, heal my cancer. Most High, heal this. Most High, do that. Most High, Most High. You Hebrew Israelites, all y'all know is Most High. He said, cry loud and cut, and they start cutting themselves after their manner with knives and latches, till the blood gushed out upon them. Oh my. And it came to pass when midday was past, and they prophesied unto the time of the offering of the evening sacrifice, that there was neither voice nor any to answer, nor any that regarded. And Elijah said unto all the people, come near unto me. And all the people came near unto him, and he repaired the altar of Ahiah that was broken down. And Elijah took 12 stones. The 12 stones represent what, bro? 12 tribes of Israel. You want to build the God of Israel an altar? See, that altar that them prophets of Baal had built, it was a pagan altar. It was pagan anyway. The God of Israel wasn't going to show up there no way. Elijah took 12 stones that represent each tribe of the house of Israel. Okay? He took 12 stones according to the sons of Jacob, Yaakov, unto whom the word of Ahiah came, saying, Israel shall be thy name. Verse 32, and with the stones he built an altar, okay, with the 12 stones. So all these altars and pulpits and all this stuff y'all see is straight up paganism, and it belonged to Baal. That's all you need, something from the earth. Not nothing handed out and built and all of that. He put the 12, and with the 12 stones, he built the altar in the name of Ahiah. And he made a trench about the altar as a grate, and would contain 2 measures of seed. And he put the wood in order, and cut the bullocks in pieces, and laid them on the wood, and said, fill your barrels with water, and pour it on the burnt sacrifice and on the wood. And he said, do it the second time. So Elijah want to make sure it's very wet now. I'm going to wet this sacrifice up that I made to my God, because I want to show you how powerful he is. I want to show you how powerful the God of Israel is, people. I want to show you that power. Elijah wants to show that power. But the one thing that I want to say to you is just this. I might want to show it to you, but you don't want to receive it, and you don't want to understand it, and you don't want to accept it. Just like the children of Israel, they didn't want it either. Jeremiah, Ezekiel, none of them. They didn't want it. Even though they wanted to show them and give it to them, but the children of Israel did not want it. And you don't want it either, people. So right here, he put water around about the third time in verse 34. And he said, do it a second time. They did it the second time. He said, do it a third time. And they did it the third time. And the water ran round about the altar, and he filled the trench also with water. And it came to pass at the time of the offering, okay, of the evening sacrifice. What time is the evening sacrifice in Jerusalem? See, I keep telling y'all people, you don't know nothing about Ahiah. You know absolutely nothing about the Hebrew kingdom. What time is the evening sacrifice? You're not serving the same God. You're not serving the God of Israel. What time was it, bro? What time is the evening sacrifice? See? See? He don't know. Don't know. He don't know the God of Israel. He don't know. He trying to know him, but not yet on that level. Okay? The evening sacrifice. Okay, you have to think about Jerusalem. What time do it get dark in Jerusalem, people? You have to understand Hebrew history, the Hebrew God. But you're too lazy and you're too weak to even try to understand the God of Israel. You too, sit up, bro, please. You too lazy and you too weak. And that's why you don't know nothing. And you're never going to know nothing. Because you don't love the God of Israel enough to know anything. You'd rather do something else. Well, go ahead and do it. Go ahead and do whatever you want to do, people. But the evening sacrifice, you get 3 sacrifices in Jerusalem. You got the morning, the noonday, and the evening. See, they couldn't just burn goats and sheep when they wanted to burn them. You have to burn when the God of Israel want you to burn them and offer them to him. And this is when we're supposed to pray. We're supposed to pray 3 times a day. Before the sun go down in Jerusalem, you're supposed to have your prayer in for 3 times a day. The God of Israel got his sacrifices 3 times a day. I told you 3 is a very important number when you're dealing with the gods of Jerusalem. Okay? I'm trying to teach y'all, but I can't teach. I can only teach the remnant. I can only teach this information that I have to the remnant. The ones that's been reborn again. Not the way the Christian church tell you to be born again. That's garbage. That's garbage. That stuff don't work. Speaking in the Holy Ghost and all that, that don't work. That don't do nothing. Them people full of the devil in the Christian church. They full of evil and wickedness. Ain't nobody up in there been born again. Don't believe that. Don't believe that, right, bro? These people full of evil up in there. They hate one another. They hate one another. You only see a Christian when they go to church on Sunday. You ain't gonna see them no more till you go. They ain't gonna call you or none of that. Bro, tell me if I'm lying now. You've been a Christian all your life. Did they call you?
No.
No, he said. He's been a Christian all his life. Up until now, he's not a Christian no more. But he said they never called him. What, brother Johnny and brother Sam, them, they didn't call you? The deacons and the deacons of the church. Huh?
They never called.
They never called him, bro. Y'all hear that? How can these people say they have anything with God when they hate one another so very bad? All I ever felt in the Christian church, and I used to be, I was a pastor for a long time. All I ever felt in the Christian church, city, is people hating each other. This spitefulness. I had members to come up against me. I had plenty members to come up against me. And I was the pastor. That's why I said to myself, It's got to be more than this. I'm not going to spend my life up in no Christian church being no pastor dealing with these wicked people. These people that don't want to understand. They don't like each other. They don't like each other. They don't get along. Yeah, it's all kind of division and madness up in there. So we going to the law now. We're going to our law. But I just wanted to show you, to make the God of Israel an altar, it have to be 12 stones. That's how Moses made the altar in the wilderness. 12 stones that represent Jacob's, the children of Israel, the 12 tribes of Israel. Anytime you do something for the God of Israel, you got to always include the 12 tribes. Because that's what it's all about. He loved his chosen people. That's his inheritance. And that's why he's going to pull a remnant. He's going to pull a remnant of 10% out of all the house of Israel. He just wanted 10% because he know Israel they never going to accept him. Excuse me. And he's, excuse me. And he only going to get the remnant out once he destroy everything up in this world. That's the only way they're going to wake up. Okay? So where we at? Right here at 39. I'm getting ready to go into our law class. So you had the evening sacrifice. Verse 36. That Elijah the prophet came near and said, a higher God of Abraham. You see what he's saying? A higher God of Abraham, God of Isaac, and God of Israel, Jacob. See, you got to know how to contact the God of Israel, people. You can't say what you want to say, all praises, and I'm just going to pray, God do this, God, no. Y'all might say a higher every now and then. EOE and CCC, no. But you never say God of Israel. And you never say the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob. Do you say that, bro? Huh?
Yes, I do.
Okay, I haven't heard you say that. I never heard you say the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. I might have, but I don't remember. But see, this is who he is, okay? Let it be known this day that thou art God in Israel, and that I am thy servant, and that I have done all these things as thy word. So whatever Elijah was doing, the God of Israel told him to do it. He told him to do it. Make a demonstration, Elijah. Show these people that I am the real God. And even after Elijah did all of that, they killed all the prophets of Baal, the children of Israel, but they still went off. They went right back into the same old mindset. So see, it doesn't matter what the God of Israel do or show you. You're going to go right back to your gods. You're going to go right back to your vanities. You're going to go right back to your world. You're going to go right back to doing everything that you know to do. Okay? I know I've been dealing with people a very long time. And everybody that I have dealt with, and tried to show them about the real God of higher. They go right back. They never do receive what they need to receive. But right now, we're just going to go to the law. Because, see, I just wanted to show you. Read Deuteronomy 6, bro. 1 through 4 verse. I just wanted to show you the difference in the prophet of the God of Israel and the prophets of Baal. I just wanted to show you the difference. Okay, the God of Israel wants you to know the difference. Okay? Deuteronomy 6, before we start our law class, verse 1 through 4.
Now these are the commandments, the statutes, and the judgments which the God, your God, commanded. Teach you that ye may do them in the land whither ye go to possess it, that thou mightest fear Ahai thy God, keep all his statutes and his commandments which I command thee, thou and thy son and thy son's son, all the days of thy life, and that thy days may be prolonged. Verse 3. Hear, therefore, O Israel, and observe to do it, that it may be well with thee, and that ye may increase mightily, as the highest God of thy father has promised thee, in the land that floweth with milk and honey. Verse 4. Hear, O Israel, the God of your God, of our hear, O Israel, the God, that our God is one God.
Read.
Verse 5. And thou shalt love.
Deuteronomy 6, 5, excuse me. Yes.
And thou shalt love the higher thy God with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy might. And these words which I command thee this day shall be in thy heart.
Okay. Yes. So we're going to go right into our law class, people, right now. We on law number 334. 334 of the 613 laws of the Hebrew Scrolls. Pull your King James Literature Bible out. Law number 334. A temporary blemished priest must not serve. Leviticus 21:18. A temporary blemished priest must not serve. We still in the civil part of the law, still talking about the priests. Leviticus 21:18. A blemished priest cannot serve. Only the God of Israel wants the Leviticus priesthood to serve him. He don't want no one else. He don't want no one else. He won't accept no one else. Leviticus 21:18. It says, For whatsoever man he be that have a blemish, he shall not approach a blind man or a lame man, or him that have a flat nose, or anything superfluous, or a man that is broken footed, or broken handed, or crook backed, or a dwarf, or that have a blemish in his eyes, or be scurry, or scabby, or has his stones broken. No man that have a blemish of the seed of Aaron, the priest, shall come nigh to offer an offering unto a hire made by fire. He have a blemish. He shall not come nigh to offer the bread of his God. So the Leviticus priesthood, which is Haiti in the earth today, can't no priest that have a blemish serve the God of Israel. Can't no priest. You have to be perfect in your health. Perfect in your health. if you're going to handle the God of Israel sacrifice. Because see, the God of Israel sacrifice is sacred. And can't no blemish and undefiled person that's got all these things wrong with them touch the God of Israel sacrifice. Because he's a holy God. He is a holy, holy God, people. And he's a very powerful God, an awesome God. Anybody that stand before him to offer a sacrifice, they must be perfect. Inside out, perfect within their heart. I'm talking about the Leviticus priesthood, Haiti and the earth. Judah can't do nothing. They can't do nothing for the God of Israel. They need to sit down. The God of Israel don't receive that. And y'all so brainwashed, you can't see that the Leviticus priesthood will always be his priestess forever. So do you think the God of Israel lied when he said that Levi will always be his ministers? A perpetual covenant? You think he lied and he chose another elders, and he's chosen Judah and some other tribe to stand before him in Levi's place? No, the God of Israel say forever. And that's exactly what he means. So no, the Son of God wasn't born in the earth to bring a new priesthood. See, that's a doctrine that y'all have been learning from your elders and your pastors now. Because see, they want to bring forth their religion and they want to get that money out of you. So of course they got to come with, oh, the Son of God died, and because he died, we the new priest. No. When did the Son of God ever say that he was coming to get a new priesthood? Did he ever say that?
No.
He didn't never say nothing like that when he came to Jerusalem. He came to say what his father wanted Israel to know. And it wasn't nothing about no priesthood. So again, a priest is Haiti. Haitians is the servants of the God of Israel. They the priests. They are the priests and they will always be the priests. No matter what your doctrine and your ministries and your pulpits and your pastors and your bishops and the Pope, no, the Pope is not a priest. All them priests that's around the Pope, them Gentiles, white people, the God of Israel don't deal with that. He don't deal with none of that. He only deal with Hebrews. He deal with Hebrews. If you're going to do something for the God of Israel, you got to be a Hebrew, bro. Am I right?
You're right.
You got to be a Hebrew. He ain't looking for nobody else. So no. Leviticus priesthood must be blameless before they stand before the God of Israel. Perfect. Perfectly in love, see, with the gods of Jerusalem. Perfectly in love, see. Yes. Moses was in love with him. Aaron was in love with him. Yes. How did you think they led all them people of Israel out of Egypt? Because they was in love with the God of Israel. They believed in the God of Israel. And the God of Israel told Moses, I'm going to be with you, Moses. Don't worry about what Pharaoh going to do to you. Pharaoh ain't going to do nothing to you. Next law. Law number 335. A man priest must not serve. A non-priest. A non-priest must not serve. Law number 335. So this will eliminate all your Hebrew Israelite elders, all your bishops of the Christian churches, all your pastors of the Christian churches, all your rabbis. All your deacon and evangelists and all of that. This would eliminate that because it say a non-priest must not serve the God of Israel. A non-priest must not serve. What law is that? That's one moment. A non he restored his kingdom, the 144,000 of the house of Israel, the remnant. Yes, he's gonna have his Leviticus priesthood. It's laws in the Bible. It's many laws about the priests. No, it won't be Judah. No, it will not be Judah. Okay? What was that? Numbers what? 18? Okay. Okay. Let's start at verse 3. And they shall keep thy charge in the charge of the tabernacle. Only they shall not come nigh the vessels of the sanctuary and the altar and neither they nor should they die. But verse 4. And they shall be joined unto thee and keep the charge of the tabernacle of the congregation for all the services of the tabernacle. Okay? Talking about the Leviticus priesthood. Why y'all don't understand that? Why is it that the Gentiles and you Hebrews don't understand that the Leviticus priesthood is so many laws concerning the priesthood in the Torah? And you think the God of Israel changed that? When did the God of Israel ever change one of his laws? When did the God of Israel ever change one of his laws? He never changed no law. No law, not even one law have he ever changed. Because the law is forever. It's forever. It's a covenant. It's forever. He's not going to change it just because the Son of God was born. Because his son, Yeshua, was born in the earth. He ain't going to change his laws for that. The next law, law number 336. Blemish now, okay. We are finished with the Leviticus priesthood. We are finally finished with all the laws concerning the priesthood. Finally, it took me about a month to get through all the laws about the priests. But right now we are dealing with animals and the sacrifice of the God of Israel. No, because the Son of God died, the God of Israel done away with sacrifices. No, that's garbage. That's garbage. The God of Israel is a God. He's going to always want a sacrifice, people. What's wrong with y'all? Because the Son of God died, we don't have to do no more sacrifice, no more animals. That's not true. That's not true. Don't you like to eat every day? You always got some chicken in front of you, right? You got some chicken and some neck bones and all that stuff. Y'all like pork chops and stuff like that. The God of Israel like to eat too. Don't you understand that? He gonna always have a sacrifice. He gonna always have the priest to prepare him a sacrifice. No one is prepared him a sacrifice right now because nobody's in Jerusalem. We are scattered all over the world in slavery. We scattered all over the world. Everywhere the children of Israel is scattered. So no one is in Jerusalem to get a God of Israel a sacrifice. And won't nobody be there except the remnant, the 144,000 that make it out the New World Order. That's the only ones going to be there. You notice what I say, make it out the New World Order. Make it out. Okay? The God of Israel done blotted out so many names already that was in the book of life. He done blotted out so many people names that was part of the remnant. He done blotted, oh my. So many names he wiped away because y'all just don't want the God of Israel. And guess what? He don't want you. So he blotted your name out. Your name is not in the book of life anymore. And I'm speaking to you what I know. Your names is not in the book of life no more. He blotted your name out. Why? Because you ain't did nothing. You don't know him. You don't understand him. You ain't doing nothing for him. He loved animals. Right now, we finna go in the part of law about animals. Y'all think them little dogs and cats are just walking around outside. Yeah, they the God of Israel creation. And if he didn't love them, he wouldn't have laws written up in the Torah, the Hebrew scrolls about animals. He loved animals and he look at how y'all treat animals. He look at that. You got a plate of food, you go throw the bones in the garbage. And you got dogs running around every day, cats looking for food and water. Y'all throw all the bones in the garbage. I know I used to do it when I was blind and I was stupid and I was lost and I was dead. I used to do that. Take the food. Matter of fact, I was scared of dogs. Y'all do it right now. The Thanksgiving turkey and ham and Christmas, your New Year dinner, all the bones and the stuff left over. What they do, bro? Throw it in the trash. Instead of laying it on the corner, laying it on the street so a hungry animal can find it. See, that's another reason y'all name got blotted out, the book of life, because you don't treat animals right. You don't treat each other right. You don't treat the God of Israel right. You don't do nothing right. You don't do nothing right. So the God of Israel don't blotted you out. He blotted you out, okay? We on law number 336. Like I said, we already done the civil part of the law concerning the priesthood. We finished with that. But what I'm going to say in the closing of that part of the law, talking about the priest and who the priest is and what the priest got to do and what the priest can't do and how the priest can't look and how the priest can't be. What I want to say, don't ever try to serve the God of Israel the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, the God of Jacob. Ahia is his name. Ahia is my name. Don't ever try to serve me. Don't, if you're not the Leviticus priesthood, you not know. No, I don't accept you. I don't accept nothing that you are doing do I accept. So the next law, we're dealing with animals now. The Son of God came, and because he was born, the priesthood changed. Because of the Son. What scripture is that they have to bag that up? I wonder. Law number 336. Blemished animals are unacceptable as offerings. Blemished animals are unacceptable as offerings. Law number 336, Leviticus 22:21. Leviticus 22:21 for law number 336. You can't get a God of Israel no animal that's blemished and broken and tore up and bruised and all of that. Leviticus 22:21. Read that, bro. Leviticus 22:21.
Leviticus chapter 22, verse 21. And whosoever offers a sacrifice of peace offering unto a higher to accomplish his vow or a trespass offering in cattle or sheep shall be perfect to be accepted. There shall be no blemish therein.
Okay, whosoever. If the children of Israel want to get a God of Israel, a goat or a lamb, he had to give it to the priest, and the priest will take care of it, but that animal must not be blemished. It's got to be a perfect sacrifice for the God of Israel, a perfect See, you got to be a perfect people too. Everything with the God of Israel got to be perfect. And why do I say perfect? Because he's perfect. He and the mother, his wife, they are perfect in the Son of God. They perfect. So he don't want no broke up animals up out of grocery stores and stuff. Y'all try to keep Passover and holy days and all. The God of Israel don't eat none of that. He have to have a perfect animal without blemishes, without steroids and all that stuff pumped up in them. Okay, people? Next law. Law number 337. Not to dedicate a blemished animal for the altar. Leviticus 22:20. But whosoever have a blemish, but whatsoever shall have a blemish, that shall you not offer, for it shall not be acceptable for you. Whatsoever have a blemish, people. A blemish. Some kind of sickness, some kind of disease. A blemish is not acceptable to our God. It's not. See, once y'all learn who the God of Israel really is, and I'm saying that with a lot of remorse right now. Once y'all really learn and understand who the God of Israel really is, your whole life will change. See, you don't really know who he is. You know of him, but you don't know him. Once y'all really understand who he is, your whole life will change. You will change inside out. See, that's what's wrong with everybody that go to these religions. They don't know the real God. So because they don't know him, there's no change inside of them or either on the outside. You can't dress like the God of Israel tell you to dress unless you know him. You can't eat the way the God of Israel tell you to eat unless you know him. See, you got to understand Hebrew God, Hebrew history, Hebrew. He's a Hebrew. He eat like a Hebrew. He dressed like a Hebrew. Talking about the God of Israel or higher. Okay? Until you understand him. People look at me all the time. Why she dressed like that? Why is she dressed like that? Why does she, what? It's something about that lady. They look so hard at me to try to figure me out, but they can't figure me out. They can't figure me out. They can't figure me out. I'm around a lot of people quite a bit every other day. I be around a lot of people, and they just be looking at me, and they say, "What's your name?" Reina, in Spanish, Queen Elishaba. That's what I tell them, because that's who I am. Not because that I say I'm that. It's because the God of Israel made me that. So yeah, people, we're talking about animals. See, this one way you're gonna know that your life has been changed. You have been awakened. You are alive now. You're no longer dead. You're awake. The one way you're gonna know that, you're gonna start connecting. You're gonna start connecting to the God of Israel creation. The trees, the flower. You're gonna start looking at that in appreciation. The grass. Everything gonna be looking like different. The animals. That's how you know you are a different person because you're not the same old way you used to be. Next law. So law number 337, not to dedicate a blemished animal for the altar. Okay, that's 336. Blemished animals are not accepted as offerings. Law number 337, not to dedicate a blemished animal for the altar. Leviticus 22:20. We read that. Next law number 338. An animal with a discharge must not be slaughtered. Leviticus 22:22. We already read it, but you can read that again, bro. Leviticus 22:22.
Leviticus number 22.
Verse 22.
Verse 22. If a man.
No, Leviticus 22, verse 22.
Leviticus
Chapter 22, verse 22. Yeah.
Lying or broken or maimed or having a wind or scurvy or stab, you shall not offer these unto the high, nor make an offer by fire of them from the altar unto a high.
Right. So the God of Israel is letting you know exactly what kind of food, animals he like to eat. He let you know who's going to prepare that food for him. and what kind of food that he want to eat. He letting you know, people. Okay? He's not like any other God in this world that y'all call. He's not like them. He a real God. He real. So we're talking about a perfect sacrifice to the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the God of Israel, the God of the Hebrew nation, a perfect sacrifice. Perfect. Perfect sacrifice. Perfect people. Ooh, the God of Israel is a great God. He is so very great and powerful. A perfect sacrifice. He's a perfect, beautiful God, him and his wife. The great Holy Spirit, she's so beautiful. She's so very beautiful and perfect. They so perfect and beautiful. And anytime you serve the God of Israel, he make you beautiful and perfect. You become perfect in his eyes. Abraham was perfect in the eyes of the God of Israel. Elijah, all the perfect. Perfect. He loved them so very much. Okay, so law number 338. We read that. We're on law number 339. Not to sprinkle the blood of a disabled animal. Leviticus 22:24. Not to sprinkle 24 verse, same chapter, Leviticus 22, verse 24.
Leviticus chapter 22, verse 24.
Uh,
You shall not offer unto a hind that which is bruised, or crushed, or broken, or cut. You shall make an offering thereof in your land.
you can't make no offering in your land. You got to give it to the priest, the Leviticus priesthood. He the only one can make an offering. Peace offerings, free will offerings, whatever offerings, only the priest could do that. But it say here, you should not offer. You should not offer, verse 24, Leviticus 22. You should not offer unto a hyoth that which is bruised or crushed or broken. Okay? Next law. Law number 340. Not to burn the fat, defective animal. Leviticus 22:22. We already read that. Not to burn the fat of a defected animal. See, and the children of Israel was doing all of that. They was getting the priests all kind of animals. Wasn't clean, wasn't 8 days or all kind of animals. They was just, that's what they was doing. Next law. Law number 341. Not to offer an animal with temporary blemishes. Deuteronomy 17:1. Deuteronomy 17:1. Not to offer an animal with temporary blemishes. He could be sick, the goat could be sick, the lamb could be sick. You can't offer to a higher. You don't want none sick. You don't want nothing sick. Deuteronomy 17:1. Deuteronomy 17:1, okay? Thou shalt not sacrifice unto a higher thy God any bullock or sheep wherein is a blemish, or any evil forwardness, for that is an abomination unto a higher thy God. See? See, is one thing about the God of Israel. He got it laid out so very clear and so very perfect for you to understand. Even though we don't have the Hebrew scrolls, we only got this Christian church, King James Version Bible, injected literature. That's all we have. It's not the Hebrew scrolls. Okay? But the God of Israel, he have it all. He have everything. He have everything that we need. We have everything that we need. But see, we try to go and get something another way, and not the way that he want us to get it. Just like he don't like to eat animals that's blemished, and we shouldn't eat animals with steroids and all kind. That's why I don't like eating a lot of meat that much. I don't even like chicken. I cook a lot of chicken, but I don't like it that much because they got all kind of stuff in it, steroids and stuff to make the chicken and grow big and all that. Okay, so that's what I'm saying, people. He already told us, Israel. He already showed us. All you got to do is accept. Accept. That's it. So I'm glad that I'm reading the laws all over again. I'm glad that the God of Israel took me back over the laws that we have, because we don't have our Hebrew scrolls again. So Deuteronomy 17:1, it says, we already read that. Next law number 342. Not to accept defected offerings even from foreigners. Next law number 343. Not to inflict wounds or commit damage upon dedicated animals. Leviticus 22:21. We already read that. Okay, we just talking about animals today. We had a little bit about the priesthood, talking about the sacrifice, how the God of Israel, what kind of animals he wanted. Next law number 345. This is going to be the last law, and I'm finished for today. To offer animals that are at least 8 days old. Leviticus 22:27. Let's get that last law. Let's get the last law. Leviticus 22:27. Leviticus 22:27. When a bullock or a sheep or a goat is brought forth, then it shall be 7 days under the dam. And from the 8th day, and henceforth it shall be accepted for an offering made by fire unto a hire. So a sheep or a goat, it's got to be 8 days old, just like a child. A male child, they have to be circumcised on the 8th day. Am I right?
Right.
On the 8th day, they have to be circumcised. All male children, that's Hebrews, okay? You're only talking about Hebrew children. When you're talking about them white children, them Gentiles, Chinese and all. No. He only made the covenant with who? Abraham for circumcision. Abraham is a Hebrew. Abraham is a Hebrew and all his children are Hebrews. So yes, the goat or the sheep have to be 8 days old. Then you can offer it to the God of Israel, right? But you cannot take it away from the mother until that 8th day. Then you can offer it to him and thank the God of Israel for that baby goat or that baby lamb or whatever you have. Okay. So our law class today is very short because it's just talking about animals, how you handle the sacrifice for the God of Israel. And what I want to say before I leave is this, people. We halfway through the law now. I am halfway done through the law. Next week, we're going to pick it up tomorrow. Not next week, tomorrow. Tomorrow, we're going to pick it up at law number 346. I'm almost done, people. And like I told y'all, I already know something major is going to happen in the earth. Major things, not one thing, quite a few things. Because I told you, I've been in the law and the God of Israel again trying to wake up whoever want to wake up. Whoever want to wake up and whoever want to know him and understand him and what they need to do. See, I don't want, people, I've been around a lot of people in my life. I've been around a lot of rebellious, wicked, evil people. I'm telling you, I've been around a lot of people. And I know, as the prophet of the God of Israel, I know I can look at a person. I can look at a person and know if they want it or they don't want him. Okay, so I'm getting ready to leave. I got this one listener here. I don't know her name. I don't know who it is. And I'm glad that you're here. I think you was going in and out a lot. But the law is the only way, people. There is no other way that you're going to find the God of Israel without learning, understanding, and reading the law that we have. There's no other way. I thought I knew him too, because I was a pastor and I was following a Hebrew Israelite church camp. I thought I knew him too. I didn't know him. I knew absolutely nothing about him. So I denounced everything and everybody. And that's when I found the real God. But I'm getting ready to leave. I'll talk to y'all tomorrow. Okay.